Hey everyone, what I want to talk to you about today is how to pray for protection for the ones that you love. I'm Schaeffer, and these are the Discipleship Journals. So here on the Discipleship Journals, before we have talked about how to have a more well-rounded prayer life. But today I want to talk to you about a specific kind of prayer. It's praying for a hedge of protection around someone. Now, why do we call it that? Why do we say a hedge of protection? Well, the idea comes from the book of Job, and it's in the section where Satan is talking to God about Job. It's in Job chapter 1, actually verse 10. And there it says, in the New Revised Standard Version, it says, have you not put a hedge or have you not put a fence around him? But the word there that is translated as fence can also be translated as hedge. The idea really is a wall that's made from stacked unmortared stones. That's the idea that we see. And so what Satan is saying to God is, haven't you put a wall of protection around Job? And so that's where the idea of praying for a hedge of protection comes from. But it does come from somewhere else also. And it comes from what Jesus says about himself. This is from John chapter 10. And we'll look at the 7th verse is what we'll look at. And so it says there, so again Jesus said to them, he's speaking to his disciples, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and bandits, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters by me will be saved and will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. So there Jesus starts with this analogy about that he is the gate by which you can enter in and be saved. And then he also talks about the thief, and that the thief, and this would be Satan, this comes only to steal and kill and destroy. The thief comes to destroy, but you can enter in and be saved by the gate. Now, what is going on here? It's the image, again, of this wall of protection that is built by shepherds that encircles their pasture. And so at night, they can bring the sheep into this walled area, this hedged area, and when they bring the sheep in, they can be protected there, and they enter in through the gate, and so they're protected from those things that can kill them by entering into the sheep pen, which is made from this fence or hedge of stacked stones. But then Jesus says something else interesting. So he says, I am the gate, but if we pick up at verse 11, he then says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand, who is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and runs away. And the wolf snatches them and scatters them. The hired hand runs away because a hired hand does not care for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. Now, Jesus says, I am the gate, and you enter in by the gate to be saved. And then he says, I am the good shepherd. Is he switching analogies here, right here in the middle of talking to his disciples? No, actually he's not. When they would build these hedges, these stone walls that they would bring the sheep into, at night, often the shepherd would sleep in the gateway. And he would sleep there because it was the one weak spot in the protection. And so the shepherd would stay in the gate to protect the sheep. And so when Jesus is talking about being the good shepherd, we often have this image that we see, that some of us may have seen in Sunday school of Jesus holding a little lamb in his hands. And okay, that works, but that's not really what Jesus is talking about here. What he's talking about here is that he will go to battle for you. He will fight for you. He will protect you. He's the good shepherd. He lays down his life for the sheep. He's the one who sleeps in the gate and provides that protection so that the sheep can enter in by the gate. So in that sense, he is both the shepherd and the gateway. He is both. And so you enter into his protection and his salvation by coming through him. So that's the other place that this kind of idea comes from, about that Jesus is the gate. He is the good shepherd. And so when we pray for others, and it's a wonderful way to pray for your family, for friends, and it is something that I do for my family and for friends also, is to pray to God and pray that God would put a hedge of protection around your loved ones. You can do this all the time, or you can do it, especially when you know that a friend or a loved one is entering into a situation where, they might face some danger. I have a daughter who's traveled all around the world, and there are many times that I've prayed for a hedge of protection around her. And I'll pray it for the rest of my family, at various times. It's a simple prayer, but it's a prayer that comes with a visual that I think, that when I pray it, it's very important to have that visual. That what I'm asking is that God builds a stone wall around my loved ones, and that he himself sits in the gate, and that he would protect them. So it's not just a passive protection I'm asking for. I'm asking for God to be there, to be the gate, to be the good shepherd. I'm asking for Jesus to be there, to be that gate, to be the good shepherd. So there it is. It's a very simple thing. I hope it's something that you can use, that it will give you the words and some imagery to use as you pray for protection for those that you love. Thanks for joining us this time. If you haven't done it already, hit the subscribe button. And if you've done that, hit the notification bell so that you will be the first to find out when new videos come up. God bless. Have a great week.